Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're just brand new and stumbling across this video, then welcome to you all. I definitely have seen an increase recently thanks to the Sims Sparked of comments being like, I found you through Sparked and I'm really excited to start watching your videos. So thank you so much for your support on the Sims Sparked and also welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy it, and those comments are kind of what drove me to do this video because I have not done a Q&A in ages. I feel really out of touch, and so I just wanted to like fuck around and go back to the good old days of YouTube and decide to ask you guys if you had any questions for me. Dasha says, I have a question. What side of TikTok are you on? I am on, TikTok has many a side. I'm on gay TikTok, I think most prominently. There's a lot of freaking wooloos on my page. Also, sometimes I get lucky enough to be on frog TikTok. Also, pottery TikTok. It's a good time when you hit pottery TikTok, let me tell you. I'm definitely not on straight TikTok though, which honestly, blessed to be here. Cassandra says, what do you like to do in your free time besides gaming and YouTube, Twitch / your job in general? So in my spare time, I've recently taken up yoga. I'm on like day 4. Like I'm talking like I've been doing it months. No, I've been doing it for like 4 days. So I've started doing yoga in the mornings, which is like a half-an-hour session. It's yoga with Adrienne, is that how I pronounce her name? Here on YouTube. Really enjoying that. It's actually, like, I never thought, like, yoga and meditation would be my thing, but I am one of those people who's, like, curious about a lot of things, and so, like, if I decide that I want to explore something, I'll probably end up exploring it in some way. Also, reading fan fiction, reading novels. I've always been a big reader, so I do a lot of reading off screen. A lot of just binge watching, to be honest. Scary films. I love a good scary film, so me and my mum, like, we'll watch movies quite a lot at the weekends. Noting says, what would be the next travel you would like to do if it wasn't for the pandemic? Well, I promised my mum that we would go to Prague. I have personally already been to Prague, but my mum really wants to go. But I think a big travel dream of mine personally, I would love to do Australia. I don't even know what it is. Like, maybe it's like growing up going to the seaside and kind of surfing and skimboarding and like always having like that affiliation with the sea and sandy beaches. Therese, I'm sorry, I think it's Therese. This is kind of random, but I think you have such a cool style. Thank you. That's actually really nice. Where do I get most of my clothes? This is a tough one because I'm the type of person I don't really like browsing things. Like, I just buy things when I see them and I like them. So I never like spend hours like shopping or anything. But my favorite brands at the minute, I still wear a lot of surf brands. So Billabong, Roxy, Hurley, all of like the surf brands. Also really into Lucy and Yak. This is not sponsored by any of these brands. This is just like where I tend to shop. So I've been wearing a lot of Lucy and Yak recently. If you've seen me in dungarees or like really bright, colorful trousers, it's probably Lucy and Yak because that's where I've been obsessed with recently. Also, I do like shop on like ASOS sometimes. Like if I need something specific, I'll just go to ASOS and try and search for it. But brand-wise, oh, also Pull & Bear. I love Pull & Bear. I have quite a few things from Bershka now, so nothing really fancy. Quinn says, why did you start doing Twitch? I love the streams and the community over there is amazing. I want to give a shout out to my community in general. You guys are so dang lovely to one another, and Twitch is adorable because it's like the same people in and out. Everyone welcomes new people as well who tune in, which is just so sweet. I love live streaming. It's like kind of a more intimate setting for me. I'm talking like I'm a musician, but yeah, it's just kind of a place for me to sort of just play games and enjoy it with you guys, and you guys are so humorous and bring so much personality to the streams. I've been streaming over there for like 2.5, almost 3 years now. properly. So if you guys don't know, twitch.tv/EnglishSimmer, I stream over there Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. English time. And I started doing it just because from a business perspective, you don't want all your eggs in one basket. You never know what's going to happen in this age of social media and this being my job. So the way that I look at it is YouTube is kind of like my full-time that I do like a 9 to 5 on, even though it's technically not a 9 to 5. And then Twitch is like my side hustles. I am really sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your username, but how do you keep yourself productive? I spent last 3 days watching Netflix. One, don't feel guilty about doing that. Sometimes everybody needs like a couple of days off. I do it. It's like what I said before, like I've started to try and record all of my videos throughout the week and to give myself like a solid 2 days off so that I at least feel like I'm taking a break and like my life isn't consumed by what I do for work. So that's really important. Make sure you are putting yourself first. And especially if you're feeling unproductive, like if you think like, I don't think I'm gonna get any work done today, try and do something that like you weren't thinking of doing. So if I sit down to record a video and I'm like, this ain't working today, I am not in the right frame of mind, I'll like take time out, I'll work on like Twitch stuff behind the scenes, I'll work on like emails, I'll get all of my like finances done. So there's definitely like, I think just accepting that if you don't feel something, and not everyone has that luxury depending on like how you work and what you work as and things, but just like keep time for yourself is super important. I find routine helps me as well, because if I get too comfortable in something, I'm like, okay, now I'm feeling too comfortable in this routine, so I'll need to switch it up a little bit. And to-do list. Write a classic to-do list, and the feeling of ticking it off at the end of the day and just being like, well done me, I did everything I needed to do today. What is my phone background / lock screen and computer wallpaper? My computer wallpaper is still my Captain Marvel sim that I created, aka Brie Larson. I did a create a sim video on this a few years back and I just haven't changed my wallpaper since. My phone one, my like wallpaper is kind of an Animal Crossing one, and then my lock screen is Dominique Provo Chalkley, who is an actress from Winona Earp. Necomancer or Necomancer put, are there any tips you have for using OBS? I find the setup very overwhelming and I know you've mentioned you use it, or do you have a my filming setup video already? I don't have a video like that. If you would like me to do a video like that, if that would be helpful to any of you guys, definitely let me know. But I will put my OBS settings up for recording, so if you want to play around with your recording settings, I'll just post my settings in this video. But yeah, if you would like to see a video like that, if that would be helpful, I could definitely do that. Random Potato asks, what was your favorite childhood game? If we're talking video games, I would probably say Tony Hawk's Underground. I was obsessed with that game. Also Big Air for GameCube, which I think was about dirt biking. I think it was called Big Air. Had an amazing soundtrack, and me and my niece used to play it so much. If you're talking like playground game, we used to just call it Chucky, but it was basically like one of us would stand at one end of the playground and the other person would be the other end, and we'd just like lob a tennis ball to and from each other. I have a great arm. I can throw really well. A really useless talent of mine is that I can throw far and long and high. Maria asks, how have you been feeling, like emotionally and physically? I just want to know what's happening in your life. Maria, thank you so much. That's so nice of you to ask. We are definitely living in a weird time right now, but I've actually been feeling really good, and I feel guilty even saying that, especially when there's so much going on in the world. Obviously, like, that's hitting heavy, especially everything that happened in Beirut recently, which I will leave a link down below if you guys can go and give anything that you can to the Red Cross to help out in Beirut. Please do. Like, yeah, it shits you up. So I would definitely like say, if you guys have anything to donate, please definitely go do so, and there will be a link down below. But apart from like outer world things, I've actually been feeling good. Like, I'm feeling as if I'm weirdly getting out more because I'm focusing on my work, and then like I'm taking time for myself, and I'm not leaving the house, but we have a garden. We're very fortunate, I understand that. So I've just been like sitting out in the garden. Like I said, I've been doing yoga out there each morning. I've been eating my lunch out there. So I think if anything, this has kind of just taught me to like be comfortable at home and like find different things to do. And I feel like my mind is sort of distracted enough right now. So I've actually been feeling okay. Thank you for asking. I hope you guys are doing okay as well as you can be doing in 2020. Sapphic Rose asks, what is your favorite Let's Play that isn't mine? Ooh, this is tough because like there's some really cool Let's Players out there at the minute. I'm absolutely loving Ocean Sims. If you guys don't watch Ocean, definitely go check out Ocean Sims. Like, so chill. Just like one of the coolest people I have ever known. I also love Jen's Let's Plays, aka X Urban Sims. But I think of all time, my favorite Let's Play has to be Life Simmers. You guys were expecting me to say Generations, but actually Life Simmer's Island Paradise Let's Play. I absolutely loved Island Paradise. I never fully got to play it myself because it lagged so hard, and so if I ever need like a pick-me-up, I'm like, right, I'm gonna go watch Christina's Island Paradise Let's Play. I really thoroughly enjoy it. Dean Calorie over on Twitter, would you want imaginary friends back? Yes. I think kids need work in The Sims 4, and I actually loved imaginary friends. I know a lot of people didn't, but I personally did, and I would love to see them make a comeback. At Insecure Simmer says, what is something you wish you knew before having a successful YouTube channel? Well, thank you for calling it a success. I think what I wish I had known, I actually liked kind of going into it without knowing a lot. I kind of thrive when I have to learn something new. And like I said, I'm super curious. So like having to find out like what people use to record, like learning different skills and making thumbnails and stuff, that was actually a lot of fun to discover for myself. And it also made me watch other people to get the answers, which I think was super important when I first started out. I wish I was gay when I started it. Like that's probably my answer. I wish that I knew that I was gay, because then I could have been doing this for years and I could have had these really cute storylines with people who I felt reflected myself and the love that I want to see represented. And like, it's an honor to be able to do that. It's an honor to receive comments like, oh, your Let's Plays like made me realize that I don't have to hide who I am, because one day I could be happy, and that is a privilege in itself. So I kind of wish I knew I was gay before starting my YouTube channel, just so that I could have been doing that from the beginning. Amy, the decoy duck, says, opinions on beans. Well, Amy, that fully depends on what beans we are talking about here. You need to be more specific in your beanage. Jelly beans, not a massive fan. They give me a headache. Jelly beans and jelly babies, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the smell. They give me a headache. Very weird. If we're talking baked beans, I enjoy baked beans, but they have to be Heinz. Erica! Hi, Erica. Erica asks, first ever female crush. Easy, Hilary Duff. Hilary Duff, when she was playing Lizzie McGuire, I became obsessed. A Cinderella Story is still one of my favorite films of all time, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Hugs from Amy. Amy, hello. Fave bit to record of Sparked. This is gonna sound so cliche, but I think my favorite part was actually what you guys saw as the opening scene, where we were all running around and like grabbing items and stuff. I personally love having things that inspire my stories. I think it's really cool to kind of piece together stories using items that inspire us as people, and so that challenge was really fun for that reason. And it was also just all of us like competing, and it was so chaotic, and we were all like diving here, there, or everywhere. All the development studio were up the stairs, so all the like sim gurus and producers and artists and everyone who works on the game were all stood up the stairs like watching us, and it just felt like a moment. Like, it felt like I was there, and all of like the people who made my favorite game were all there, and all my friends were there, and I was just like, this is like a moment that I want to commit to memory, and it still brings a smile to my face to this day. Cactus, aka Cactus Cove, who is another simmer here on YouTube, actually says, what is your favorite Sims pack of all time? Ooh, why do you guys ask me these questions? It's like picking a favorite child. I don't even have a child. Actually, I do. Fred is my child. And my plants. Sorry, plants. I love you, really. I am gonna technically cheat and give two because I can't choose between them, and they are two separate iterations of the game, so I'm cheating here. But I would say Sims 1 Making Magic, I just thought that was so out of the box. Like, I used to love that as a kid. And whenever I like hear the music or I see anyone playing it, like it just brings back so many memories. And then Sims 2 Free Time, because it's just like the perfect pack for me. Like being able to work on creative Sims at home, do so many different hobbies. It's just a really fun pack, and I wish it existed for The Sims 4. So those two are my two all-time favorites of favorite packs for The Sims. Olamide asks, what are some of your favorite cute games? Oh, there's so many. I mean, whenever you say like cute game, I instantly go to like Animal Crossing. I absolutely adore Animal Crossing, always have. Ooblets, I have been fully obsessed with Ooblets recently. Also, like Stardew Valley. I just tend to think of like the games that I can just like log on to and play for hours and just be super chill. Bobbity Ross ask, any recommendations for LGBTQ plus books, shows, movies? I have a whole load, and I'm so glad that someone asked. I've actually been really behind on like LGBT movies. I recently watched the half of it on Netflix. Wasn't my favorite film ever, but was also super cute to just see two teenage girls like kind of explore crushes, because you don't see that very often. But I also haven't even seen Portrait of a Lady on Fire yet, and I feel like a terrible gay for not having watched it, so I definitely need to get on with that. For books, I would recommend the Carly Allen trilogy by one of my friends, Tina. It's an amazing trilogy about, again, two teenage girls, and one of them is already out, so it's not a coming out story. Like, Tina wanted it to be really different and like already have a protagonist who was out and like in a really like happy family life, and it was just so cute to read. And like I said, I know Tina. I met Tina at a convention last year, and I absolutely demolished those books like within a month. So definitely the Carly Allen trilogy, which you can get on Amazon. Also, Everything Leads to You. Sorry, I have them up on my other screen. They're both by Nina LaCour, actually, the next two that I'm gonna recommend. So Everything Leads to You was very cutesy, also written in LA, and We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. I bawled my eyes out at We Are Okay. I fully, like, I'm not over that book still, and I probably read it 2 to 3 years ago now. I really, really loved everything about it. So, and it's like a beautiful cover as well, like, just to have on your shelf. It's really awesome. So yeah, those books. Also fan fiction. I've been reading a lot of fanfic recently, so literally just go onto like Archive of Our Own and search your favorite like ships, your favorite LGBT ships, and there are some incredible writers out there. I usually, like when I'm first getting into it, I search by kudos, which is basically like the highest rated ones that people have enjoyed the most, and I just kind of read through those, and really loving getting back into fan fiction recently, which leads me on to TV shows. You guys have heard me talk about Wynonna Earp, has some great LGBTQ plus representation. Thoroughly obsessed with that show at the moment, and I don't want to give any spoilers, but the 4th season has also just come out, and artistry, I will tell you that. Also, I really enjoyed Atypical. I watched Atypical towards the end of last year. Super got into Atypical. Also, Killing Eve. You can watch it and thank me later. And to quickly jump back to films, also Booksmart, one of my favorite films of last year, and I have watched it so many times. Ooh, we have a question about Sparked by Michael. On Sparked, is Storyteller twice as much pressure as the other two jobs put together, or does it just seem that way? This definitely, like, depends on, I guess, like, the storyteller and, like, how the teams worked, because I found that, like, Team Gnome, we all just came together. Like, it wasn't just me deciding on the story. I was definitely, like, influenced by everything that Jesse and Fry were, like, telling me and what they thought about it. So for me, it didn't feel like that much pressure because my team, we all just worked together. Grimsnarl over on Twitter says, is there anything you wouldn't do for Rachel Amber? Absolutely not. I would do anything for that woman, especially if she were real and not a video game character. Bunny, what's your opinion on Paralysis? I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait for it to come out. I am thoroughly, like, impressed with what they've shown so far. Silly Simus says, what are your top 3 songs on Folklore? That's easy. It's Betty, This Is Me Trying, and also Seven. Those are my top 3. Absolutely love every single one of them. RT Safari, what's something you believed as a kid for far too long? I apparently have never been baptized. I went to Catholic school. I've been in Catholic school all of my life, from the age of 4 to the age of 18. So I went through my first confirmation and my Holy Communion, apparently without being baptized. And then when I got to being about, I don't know, this was recent. My mum told me that I'd actually never been baptized and they just completely forgot. So I'm going to hell anyway. I mean, come on, I'm gay. But I think I'm going to hell, like, even further down now because, like, my whole life was basically a lie. Ooh, sorry. It wasn't my fault. It was my parents. They just forgot, okay? They had a lot on their plate. Rachel, who is your favorite Disney character? Okay, I have a top 3. My top 3 are also from my top 3 favorite films. So Mulan is, like, one of my top 3. Then also Rapunzel. I absolutely love Rapunzel. I love her, like, naivety, but then, like, through the film she, like, starts to get stronger and, like, know herself and knows exactly what she wants. Absolutely love that. And also Meg from Hercules. And then Katie slipped back in with the last question. Do you listen to Girl in Red? I mean, in a literal sense. We all know you're a bit gay. Really? How did you know that? It's not like I've mentioned it at all. Don't know what you mean. But yes, I do listen to Girl in Red. I absolutely do. Only more so recently, though. I feel like I can't claim, like, to be a young baby gay anymore, because, like, but I still feel it sometimes, especially because, like, young gays are so cool now. Like, I see you out here on TikTok, like, doing your thing and having all the confidence in the world, and therefore I feel like an archaic baby gay, like, who's, like, trying their best to keep up with the community. So yes, I do listen to Girl in Red in the literal sense. Is it quite new to me? Yes. And that pretty much wraps it up. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but thank you all so much for your questions. That was a lot to get through, but I hope you feel like you know me better. And if there's any questions that you would like to ask, leave them in the comments down below. I really just like going through my comments, especially, like, when I'm just, like, chilling on the sofa. I'm like, what has my comment section got to say? And I've thoroughly been getting back into reading comments more frequently recently, and so yeah, if you want to ask anything else that wasn't covered in this video, let me know. I don't really know how to sign this video off. I feel like we just got, like, super personal. Not really. None of those questions were super personal. I feel like you guys were very tame in your questions, so I appreciate that. This has just been a fun little relaxing session, and that was exactly what I wanted it to be, you know? No, like, pressure whatsoever to answer anything, and just having a good old natter. So thank you guys so much for sending in your questions. I may do another one of these soon because there were a few questions that I didn't get to answer, but I appreciate you all, and I will speak to you all in my next video. Bye. Why was that such an awkward bye? I was gonna say bye, guys, but then I've decided that I shouldn't be just calling all of you guys, so I need a new outro, I feel like. Don't worry, I'm not changing the hi everyone, it's the English Simmer here, but I do feel as if I need a new outro phrase, and I don't know what. Maybe I should test some things out and see what, like, rolls off the tongue. Don't comment on how I pronounce the word tongue. It's a thing in my Twitch chat every single time that I say it. I know, it's very Mancunian of me. How should I sign off my videos? You guys should let me know down below.